everyone, this is Georgette with Kiss and Makeup, and this is your short and sweet Smokey Eye 101 tutorial. This is an easy tutorial for anyone who's never used makeup before. Really quick and easy, so I'm going to show you a few things first before we get started. First, I want to tell you about a smoky eye. A lot of people think that it's having really dark, intense color, and that's not necessarily the case. A smoky eye is a technique that's used. If you think of a cloud of smoke, it's darkest closest to the fire where it starts, and as it goes up, it dissipates into the air, becoming lighter and lighter. So that is what a smoky eye is, going from the darkest color to the lightest color. And that's one of the reasons why this is the easiest eyeshadow technique to use if you've never done makeup before, because you don't have to have your lines exactly right. The blending is a lot easier and a lot simpler. You just want to make sure that your color just transitions into the next really quick, really easy. So I want to show you the brushes that we're going to use. We're going to use 6 brushes. I know, 6 brushes? Why? I'm glad you asked. It makes it easy to apply. So let me show you how we're gonna do it. So we have our 6 brushes. I'm gonna explain to you why you need each one. We're gonna use 3 colors. So we have a brush for our darkest shade, which is our lid color, a brush for our transition color, and a brush for our highlight color. The reason you want to use 3 different brushes is because you don't want your colors to get muddied, and if you use the same brush dipping it in different colors, that's definitely going to happen. So one brush for each color is the best and easiest way to make sure you have your colors defined. And then we have 2 blending brushes. I did it like this. It kind of looks like piano keys. We have a blending brush to go from our lid color to our transition color, so that's going to be this blending brush. And then we have a blending brush to go from our transition color to our highlight color. That's this blending brush. Now you say 5 brushes, that'll be a lot of money. Actually, not the case. These brushes I got at Target. I believe the shadow brushes were each $3, the blending brushes were each $4, so you can actually get some really nice quality brushes for not a lot of money. And this last little brush we have over here on the side, this is our flat brush, and we're going to use that to apply our lid color to our lower lashes to help complete the smoky eye look. But one more thing, I am going to swap out one brush. This is our lid brush. I'm going to exchange it for this flat brush. The reason is because with it being flat, I can really press the color into my lid and have it more intense. So I'm switching out brushes. That's a personal preference. You can do what you will. Those are the brushes we're using. Let's get started. Before we apply our eyeshadow, we have 2 quick steps. The first one is to apply an eyelid primer. This one is the e.l.f. primer. It's, I believe, $3 or $4 at Target, or you can order it on eyeslipsface.com. The purpose for an eyelid primer is to help smooth out your lid, to help decrease any oiliness that may happen, and also if your shadow creases, it'll diminish that as well. So I'm gonna apply this. It comes with a little sponge applicator, kind of like a lip gloss. I'm just gonna brush a little bit on there. Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave it like that. We're just putting it on, and then I'm gonna smooth it in with my finger. I wanna make sure I coat my entire lid and really make sure that it's blended in, taking it all the way up to my brow bone. But I wanna make sure not to touch my brows because I already did them, so you don't wanna mess up your shape. Make sure it's in there. Now, if you blend it in really well, you shouldn't really see it. You can feel it though if you touch your lids. You can feel that it's a little more matte than it typically was. Blending it in all the way. There we go. And for me, you don't have to do this step, but I like to do it. I like to powder my lids a little bit. This will make the eyeshadow go on a little smoother. So it's kind of a little bit of a buffer. Taking it all the way across my lid. And this is my highlighting face powder that I use. So it's not a special powder just for my eyes. Okay, there we go. So I'm using the flat brush and pressing it into my eyelid, making sure to get as close to my lash line as possible. And the purpose for pressing it in is to make sure that my color is really, really concentrated, really intense, because I like a saucy smoky eye. But you can do a smoky eye with whatever color you want to. Again, like I mentioned, doesn't have to be black. So that's why I'm using this deep purple. And then I'm gonna take it up a little bit past my crease, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, as I'm taking up, now I'm kind of sweeping it across because I want the color to kind of not be as intense as it gets closer to my transition color. Okay, that's one side. I'm going to do the other side so you can see how quickly you can do this. Again, pressing it in, going all the way down to my lash line. And just a little side note, I'm sure you've seen videos where makeup artists apply their eye makeup first before doing their face. The reason is because with using such dark colors or glitters or anything, you have a higher risk of fallout, meaning shadow falling on your face. So if you've already corrected your skin and applied your foundation and your powder, it'll be difficult to clean up. So that's typically why they do eyes first. But for me, I like to go as quickly as I can. So I'll just do my face, do my eyes, bingo, bango, out the door. Okay, and then bringing it up, sweeping across. Very, very simple. There we go, right? Now you don't have to worry about the shadow being perfectly applied across your upper lid because again, we're gonna blend it. So if it's kind of messy, that's okay. It actually works a little bit more in your favor. Okay, there we are. So I'm gonna take my next brush and dip it into my transition color. And then I'm going to lightly sweep that across above what my lid color was. Very simple. Let me do the other side. Now this one, of course, I don't have to spend as much time applying because I don't want the color to be really, really intense. Again, this is our transition, so we're going from our darkest to our mid-tone is what this is, and then we're gonna go to the lightest tone. Next, I'm gonna take our other brush, our next brush, and dip it in our highlight color, and that's gonna go right under our brow bone. If you see, it's kind of the color that I already used to highlight under my brow, the concealer that I used. We'll see that in another video. But it's just to kind of marry the two. And the other side. So we pretty much have our foundation for our smoky eye. Now all we have to do is blend it. And I see that the color on this eye, my lid color, is a little higher than on this eye, so I'm just gonna bring this eye up a little bit. I have a lot of space in between my eye and my eyebrow, so I have a lot of room to play, which is fun, but you kind of have to know how to place it to make the color come out the way you want it to. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna take an empty blending brush, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work in short little circles all the way across. That's bringing the lighter color down and the darker color up. And remember, our brush is dry, so we're not really muddying the colors. You see, it's a little smoother, a little better transition. Once I kind of have it the way I want to, I just take a little windshield wiper action back and forth just to make sure it looks the way I want to. Taking it to the other side and doing the same thing. This hand doesn't rotate as easily. But I'm actually ambidextrous when I do my makeup. So I use my left hand for my left side, my right hand for my right side. I don't know, I've always been like that. Okay, and then my windshield wiper motion. There we go. And then I'm gonna take my other blending brush, same kind of brush, just the one for the transition to the highlight color. forth, making sure that that's blended well. There we go, pretty much done. Now I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I'm just gonna go through a little bit more with my dark color. There we go. So now I'm going to put shadow on my lower lash line, and this will kind of complete the smoky effect. I'm gonna take my flat brush, my flat elf brush, and dip it in my lid color, which is that deep purple. And I'm not gonna put it in my waterline, but I'm just gonna massage it into my lash line. Just taking it across. And then I'm gonna bring it up, making sure that they touch on the ends of my eyes. And there we go. And do the other side. Just kind of massaging it into my lash line and making sure, again, that they marry at the edge of my eye. There we go. Now we're almost done with the look. We're done with the shadow, but to have a complete smoky eye look, you have to have liner, mascara, and in my case, lashes, because I like to be a little bit of a diva. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have our liner, mascara, and in my case, lashes on. Do you see the difference before and after? It just completes the look. But if you want to take it a step further, I'll give you a couple more tips. One thing you can do is line your lower waterline with black eyeliner. So I'm going to do that so you can see the difference. It just adds a little bit more intensity, adds a little bit more oomph. I know it doesn't look pretty, but most people aren't supposed to see this part, so the process of the application, I mean. So that's one side done. My eye is watering just a bit, but once it dries, it'll be really, really normal. So this is kind of what gives you also that sultry look. You know, if you want to do that whole like squinty, smizey thing, like I'm cute, I'm hot. So that's what you do. Sorry, my eyes are watering. And then if you want to, please feel free. Everyone's personal preference. I'm gonna take my liner down a little bit further at the bottom because I feel like my top lid is top heavy and I kind of want to even it out. So I'm just gonna give myself a little bit more intensity, bringing the shadow down a little bit more. Again, I used the lid color shadow, which is that violet purple color. Bringing it down just a little bit. And depending on the shape of your eye, you can bring it down even further. The person who comes to mind is Tyra Banks. She has pea-shaped eyes. So if you want to pull up a picture of her, you can see how far down she brings her liner. There we go. So one of the reasons why smoky eye is the eye look that's always asked is because a lot of people are displeased with how they look when they try to apply it. Everybody says, I look like a raccoon. So I'm going to tell you how not to look like a raccoon. One thing, people always look too close at the mirror when you're applying your makeup. They'll say, it's too much makeup. Nobody looks at your face up this close. So when you do your makeup, take a step back from the mirror about 3 to 5 feet to make sure that you're a normal distance from where everyone sees your face. And then judge and see if it looks too harsh for you. Another reason why people think they have a raccoon eye is because they actually do. They usually take their lid color up way too high and it's really, really dark. So a way to avoid that is actually what I'm going to show you in the tutorial coming up. The third reason people have raccoon eyes, in their opinion, is because they're doing a look that they're not used to seeing on their face. If you really don't wear any dark shadow or really don't wear makeup at all, anything that's different is gonna look really, really intense. So do your makeup, walk away for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then come back to the mirror, not real close, standing far back, and see how you like it. Give it a little bit of time to oxidize and settle into your face. Your life.
Fix your life.
Fix your life.
Fix your life.
Fix your face. That could be my new thing. Fix your face.